One, two, three. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah. Okay. 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 This one I'm not gonna use because there's a smaller one that is front. So this one belongs to the base back home. Now you have it. I'll get you another one. Unwrap it. And you put them right here, and then little by little during the demo, you're gonna feed all these people. Yeah. While you're in the room.
We don't have that. I want to get paid.
Yeah. How are you?
You want to wrap up everything? So put it on your desk. It's on the table tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's keep it here for now, and then I'll cue you every time.
Great. to put when we get the white powder over, you want to set it out, or are you guys going to do it? Like, how do you want that to work?
We're gonna feed them as we go.
Oh, as you go, so
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want us to like
No,
wait or do
no.
anything. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no.
We're gonna
But
get that
if you have a
powder.
platter,
We're gonna
that's
bring
good.
it in.
So you get like pieces.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 45th Annual Joint Culinary Training Exercise. This year we have almost 200 competitors, 19 different installations from all branches of the military service. We are the largest event of this kind in North America. This is an American Culinary Federation sanctioned event, and the judges that are here this week are the same judges who judge international competitions all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, here at the gymnasium, we have 3 field kitchens set up, and each day of the event, teams go head-to-head in the field cooking category. Today, we have teams from Fort Hood, United States Coast Guard, and United States Navy. These teams of military chefs are using the same equipment that our military chefs use to feed service members on real-world missions and training exercises all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have tickets available if you would like to dine on your cooking event today. Please make your way to the front of the gymnasium. Tickets are only $5.65 each. Ladies and gentlemen, the meal ending would cost you close to $100 in the civilian sector. Today, it's only $5.65. So, grab it all, grab it. Make your way to the front of the gymnasium and get ready for a gold medal meal. Ladies and gentlemen, at the front of the gymnasium here on the culinary demonstration, we have celebrity chefs and Olympic chefs giving culinary demonstrations all week long. At the center, we have display tables, new tables going on each and every day. Today, we have tables from Team Hawaii, Fort Stewart, United States Army Reserve, Fort Carson, and the United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, 1964 with one of the Armed Forces Student Shepherd Cook from Fort Drum, New York. The judges right now is on the team. Stand by to see if this Waco chef is going to come home today. Down here, stations 5, 6, and 7, ladies and gentlemen, we have members of the Armed Forces Pastry Shepherd here. Today we have a senior apprentice named SCOE KMO, the Army Reserve, and Fort Bliss. And then closing out on station 1019, we have the Nutritional Hot Food Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, over at our culinary cooking kitchen in the front of the gymnasium, Chef Jackie Harper, Chef Andre Ward, Culinary Institute, about to start a pastry demonstration. And don't forget, this afternoon, we have Chef Robert Irvine.
Well, okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is it better? Yeah? Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, that's good. I think you're really happy to be here because you realize that I'm going to feed you. Or you're happy because Chef Andre Ward is here. Nobody knows him. But all joking aside, I am going to feed you with a lot of goodies. I'm the co-owner of the French Pastry School in Chicago, and we do we have all kinds of activities. We have some long programs. So we have a 20-week pastry program. Chef Andre took the 20-week program. It was very harsh. You know, he said that's the hardest thing he ever done in his life. But he made it, And then we have a 10-week bread program. a 10-week cake decorating program. All those programs are hands-on. Yeah. So that's the beauty of it. You make all the product and you take it home. And then we have also 3 to 4 day classes at the French Pastry School in Chicago. Then we also do 5-day classes at any military culinary facility. So we come and we teach whatever you would like to learn. We were at Camp David and we did some ice cream, we did some cake decorating, we were with the Coast Guard, we did all kinds of pastries, and we pretty much can come anywhere and teach whatever topic you would like in the field of pastry and baking. Okay, so that's us coming to you. But now we have a brand new way of us coming to you is online. Okay, I just launched this website last week. It's still difficult to find. You are really gonna have to Google. You're gonna have to Google www.thebuttebook.com because it's so new. Google doesn't recognize it yet. You know, they don't know how great it is yet. And what's great with this? We're launching the website. It's a website made with 150 instructional videos on pastry and baking. Okay, and they're very, very detailed. You have a list of ingredients, list of equipment. You have the recipe written. Then you have the recipe, obviously the video. This one, what you see on that screen is a shortened version of the actual video of an apple tart, and then after that you have questions and answers. Because I've been an educator for 25 years and I know exactly what questions people will have and what answer you will get. If you're leaving, you're not getting any food. Out. She's out. Okay? So, and the good news is that we are adding one new recipe, additional recipe every month. So by the end of this year, you'll have 200 videos on that website. It's a subscription-based website, and I was telling Chef Andre about it, and the subscription is $200 a year, and he said that's $1 a recipe. 200 recipes. That's a very good point. So it's very affordable, and we want to create the largest community in the world for pastry and baking. So everybody has a flyer. Yeah. You have any questions before we start the demo or we start feeding you? No questions? So these are a couple of the recipes that are on the website. Some are madeleines, those little sponges, madeleines, and those are some blueberry muffins. So it's 1 piece per person. If you take 2 pieces, Chef Andre will come after you. It's big. It's a big guy. Did you check the apple tart, Andre? Okay, I think it's good. Yeah. And then, yeah, you can put it there. And then, so I'm going to start. I'm going to start my my apple tart. Go ahead, take this out, and we'll put this in. All right. So we're going to use puff pastry. So obviously you can buy puff pastry fairly easily, but on the site you'll actually, if you're interested, you can actually learn how to make puff pastry. Okay? It's a little bit difficult at first, but then after that you get used to it. Even Chef Andre can make it, so that tells you, right? Chef Andre is gonna start peeling the apples for us. Oh, well, he turns on his thing. So he's gonna take care of the apples. I'm gonna start rolling the dough. Does anybody have problems rolling the dough? No? Wow, you guys are all good. Perfect and incredible. Sure, I don't believe that for a second. So the first thing you need to do before you roll dough is to have all your equipment ready. And you don't need to use one of those fancy silicone mats. You can just roll straight on the table, but I don't want to make a mess for the next demo. So, but the important thing is to have all your equipment. Those are some plastic bars that I found at a hardware store. And then once everything is ready, you bring out the dough. The dough has to be nice and cool. Yeah? If you bring the dough first out, and then your equipment later. I can speak louder. Watch out. So, once again, so bring the dough out at the last minute. It's full of butter, and if you bring it out too soon, it will get sticky. Yeah? A little bit of flour. And then a little bit of flour on top, a little bit of flour on the bottom. Then the rolling is not about strength. It's about rolling nicely. So watch this. 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. And then we see if the dough is sliding or not. If the dough is not sliding, you add a little bit more flour. A lot of people press so hard, and then the dough will stick to the table. So like this, and we see if we're sliding. The dough always has to slide. Turn it and roll. As long as it's sliding, I'm not adding more flour. If you add too much flour, it just gets in the dough, and the dough is not going to be as flaky. Chef Andre, how are you doing with those apples? It's very hard, yeah? That's okay. That's why I give this to you. It's a beginner's thing. Baby steps. A little bit of flour because it was starting to stick. And the advantage of those bars is the dough is going to be at the same thickness. Very important. Why do we care about that? Why can't I just roll the dough and just be happy, just whatever, right? Huh? If you have some areas that are thicker than others, those will not bake, while the others that are thinner will bake. So if you roll really unevenly, the areas that are really thin will burn, while the ones that are really thick will be raw. So it's small details. Pastry is all about details, and that's why I created this site, because it explains all the do's and don'ts of each recipe. Pastry is not your beef stew, and you have more carrots, less carrots, more onions, who cares? It's not gonna make the recipe fail. In pastry, it's not like this. If you add more or less ingredients just because you felt like it, it's gonna make the recipe fail. So it's a question of ingredients and a question of procedures that you need to follow. Yeah? You just have to follow, just be disciplined and follow it, and then you can make that recipe 100,000 times in a row and not have any problems. Then I'm gonna take it off for a second to cut it. Don't want to cut on my silpat. I'll show you a $50 trick now. So you need to put holes in the dough. Why do we do that? Anybody? It's one way to describe it. The dough needs to breathe. It's actually, the dough is full of water, And when a piece of dough goes in the oven, that water turns into steam, and that steam needs to be able to vent out. And if you don't give it a place to vent out, it will make like, the dough will be like a dome. So the trick is you make those holes, but then you flip it over, because the heat will come from the bottom, from the sheet pan. The sheet pan is metal, will conduct the heat, and this is where the dough needs to vent through, okay? So we flip every time you make holes, we call it docking the dough. Every time you do that, you need to flip it over. Very, very important. Ready for another round? You want some brownies or something? All right, let's hit them with the brownies. You still have one sheet pan of apples in the oven? Yeah? You do? Okay, I'm gonna put my still pot away. Also the recipe, I picked this recipe for this class because it's something that you can do anywhere, anytime with the smallest amount of equipment. I've been now demonstrating here for 3 years, and I've been teaching some classes in some military bases, and I realized that you don't have a ton of different equipment. Here you have some fancier equipment, but once you go to your average base, you have sheet pans, you have maybe muffin pans, maybe pie pans, hotel pans, and that's it. So that 5-day class that we are teaching, going out to you, we teach it based on that, using those 4 pieces of equipment, nothing else. Yeah. So this is why I'm making this in a sheet pan, is because that's something you will be able to do. Yeah. Okay, Andre, you want to start slicing the apples? Yeah. He's a little slow today, you know. So 1/8 of an inch. Any questions? No questions? Any questions for Chef Andre? No questions. Nothing, don't worry about it. Don't get excited. Then we're gonna take those apples, we're gonna press them like this, and we put them like that. So this is a recipe you can make with apples, but also peaches, pears, but that's about it. Okay, don't try strawberries or things like this. They will just melt completely. Strawberry is a fruit that has a lot of water and very little fiber. Yeah. Apples contain much more fibers and hold their shape much more. Okay. Maybe you can get away with doing a pineapple, actually. Slices of pineapple, and it would be kind of like an upside down pineapple, because the beauty of this apple tart is going to be baked upside down. How are the brownies? Good? The brownies come from the website, okay? And everything on the website is made from scratch. So it's really learning pastry and baking in the comfort of your home or your kitchen, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. And then once we are ready with this, we are going to put some clarified butter on the apples. So clarified butter is obtained by cooking butter on a low heat for a while. I don't know if you guys made I'm sure, in the basic training, no? Clarified butter? No? Okay. You cook butter slowly in a pan until the solids, some solids will hit the bottom of the pan and some will float on top. Then you just scoop what's on top, and then you have, it's kind of like a liquid oil. Yeah? You see it in the mirror now? Oh, okay, the mirror but not the camera here. Hey, those kids, they look hungry, look at them. He's not feeding you, right? I can see in their eyes, they're like, feed me, feed me. So you're gonna tell me, why don't we use melted butter, right, and be happy with it? You can do that, but melted butter contains those solids that would.
Ladies and gentlemen, we only have a couple tickets left. If you want to eat the real cooking competition today, just a few tickets left. First one over here gets $5.65 each.
You can still hear me? Okay, good. So if you don't clarify your butter and you cook this apple tart with regular melted butter, it will brown too quickly and burn. Okay? So clarifying the butter is it's actually a cooking technique that is used when you want to pan fry something, cook something like a piece of fish in the stove, in the oven, and it will not burn quickly. Two more halves, Andre. He's struggling. Andre is struggling. You can tell he's like on his last wheel. Okay, so we're ready. Almost done. And then after that, you can take that out, Andre, the one on the bottom. I'm warming them up a little bit for you, so it's gonna be even better. That's something that is very important. Anybody can make any pastry or go ahead. But if you present it when it's at its best, you warm it up a little bit, changes everything. A little bit of clarified butter. Go ahead, Andre, put it there. Great job. I mean, amazing. Thank you. And then a little bit of powdered sugar.
And the nutritional hot food challenge.
And then in the oven. Go ahead. And you can bring the other one out. It's the French Pastry School, not the French Culinary Institute. But it's okay. Thanks to the magic of television, we made one before, yeah? Because the important for you is to see the procedure, right? After that, you can play. So this is the one, this tart is like this one, but half an hour later. 20 minutes to half an hour later. This oven is not the most performant oven. It's okay. So we're gonna put a little bit of, after 20 minutes, a little bit more butter. If you don't put the butter, the apples are gonna get all dry, you know? And the reason why we're gonna flip this over is because apples contain about 86% water. Most fruit, vegetables, it's in the 80 to 90% water. Okay? So if you have an apple like this that is sitting on a piece of puff pastry, the water will drip. Some will evaporate, but some will also drip in the dough. And then what happens? This dough is soaked with liquid and will not bake. So the trick is to flip it over and then bake it again. So you see it on the video. And you can put cinnamon in the sugar if you want. Yeah? Would that be something? Yeah? Don't worry, I got this, Andre. We practiced yesterday, and Andre said, I don't want to do the flipping. I'm scared. I'm like, okay, I got it. And then you're missing the apple tart. No apple tart. You want a piece of apple tart? No? Okay. More for us. Okay? This looks baked to you, but it's not baked. It's just baked on the surface, but on the inside is raw. So that would be not good to eat. So we're gonna put this in the oven, Andre. And then you can start putting those apple tarts. Yeah, go ahead. On the platter. And then here I have more food for you. Hey, why don't you, Andre can do the apple tart, and then you can feed the people with this. So this is a coffee cake that we also make in our 5-day class, a mini coffee cake. Also, we do a lot of breads, yeah? So that's a loaf cake, can be of course larger with some multigrain sesame seeds. And those are some small almond cakes. Because you guys look a little hungry to me. Are you guys getting fed over there? I don't know if the food comes over there, no? Why don't we start over here? You hold it. Make sure you feed her, okay? People can just take one, okay? I started. Any questions? Yes. How long do you bake it again? Until it's baked. Because in my recipe it says after that another 20 minutes. But doesn't mean anything, because this oven, we didn't get a reaction from it, and then we were, it should be at 350 in the recipe, and now we are at 425 on this oven. But you know, it's every oven is you gotta check them out. It would be smart to calibrate them once a year. You bring a technician just to check the temperature, because what it says should actually be what's in there. But many times it's not. Many people don't calibrate. I don't even calibrate my oven at home. I just put a thermometer in there, and then this way I know what I have to do. You got fed? Good. Good. And now you're not getting fed. Right? But there's more coming. Any other questions? Huh? No questions? Questions about the online site? Any questions on that? Did you get a flyer? No? Look at the flyer. Well, in a couple minutes, Chef Andre will have plated all the apple tarts, and then you can come up front and then grab a piece. Okay. Uh, uh, this will take a while. Yeah, maybe tomorrow it will be ready. It's okay. It's you gotta work with your oven. You gotta check it out and make sure you got the right heat. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And then, like I said, we'll put the platter right here, and now we'll keep it on there because so the next demonstrator can get ready for the class. Thank you very much. Go ahead.